everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the summer anime season first impressions, live for the very first time. Both of the songs that we heard were remixes. One was the Fairy Tail main theme remix, and one of them was a Soul Eater remix, both by DJ Joe on Spotify, for those of you who are like, these are bops. So what's up, guys? How's it going? I made sparkly shit to put on here. I hope you enjoy them. Yeah, in front of a recorded studio audience. Hello, everybody. Welcome. So on YouTube, I used to do a show that was anime season first impressions videos, where I would watch like one or two episodes of a bunch of different stuff from a bunch of different genres and talk about it. I'm not as knowledgeable. I don't have like an encyclopedic knowledge of all things anime like many of my friends do. I just really enjoy anime, and so since we talk about it so much, it makes sense from my perspective to just kind of go through a bunch of different shows and be like, here's how I'm feeling about them. This is purely my opinion. You can feel free to disagree. You can feel free to recommend things to watch that I didn't watch. And please don't get upset with me if I didn't watch something that was like a highly anticipated thing, because sometimes there are shows that are adjacent to things I haven't watched yet. Sometimes there are second seasons of things that I haven't watched the first season of. So it doesn't make sense for me to hop in on the second season, right? So I skip things like that. How to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon, I never watched the first season, so I have not watched the second season of that, right? The show this season that is adjacent to Fate, I haven't watched Fate stuff really. I've like dabbled and it never really grabbed me, so I wouldn't understand this show because people have assured me that it is very much connected. I can't remember the name of it, but those of you who are watching it, you know what I'm talking about. There's a show this season that is adjacent to Fate and very much involves the Fate universe, so I was told not to watch it. But we did watch, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 different shows. So there are 16 things that I can at least kind of comment on. There are some things that I've watched that I've like kept up with as they've come out because I enjoyed them so much. There are some things where I watched there's one show that I literally watched half an episode of and then just stopped watching it. So I'll tell you as we go through how much of each of these things I've watched. You can take my opinions with a grain of salt on the ones where I was like, because, you know, we're all different. We're all going to have different opinions on what is a good anime and what's going to like grab us, right? So yeah, I watch Fate and I still don't understand it. Fair. Very fair. Thank you so much to everybody who's subbing and resubbing and gifting subs. I appreciate it, guys. I know that you guys have asked for this for a while, for us to do like a live version of this. So I hope that you enjoy. And also, I know that I'm putting lots of like disclaimers and caveats and shit in here before we've even started. But I'm very used to doing this in a way where if I say something that comes out really stupid, I can redo it. So if I say something about one of these shows and it comes out real dumb, just know that always happened. It's just normally I got to redo, and this is live, so I don't get a redo. So we all get to just roll along with it. Okay.
Welcome.
Let me bring up my list. The way that we're going to do this is in the old videos, I just like babble recorded. I just recorded myself talking forever and then would overlay like trailer footage and stuff like that. I figured what would be easier for a live format would be for me to say, now we're going to talk about this. I watched this many episodes. Here's the trailer. We'll all watch the trailer with sound together. And then I can kind of let you guys know how I'm feeling about it. And I'll try to not go on and on and on forever. Does that sound good? Just say redo every time. Yeah, if something comes out and I'm like, that was wrong. Either I have to just commit and push through and hope nobody points it out, or just be like, we're rewinding. And when this goes up on YouTube later, we're cutting that whole part out. Yeah, I think I am going to turn off alerts. Sorry, guys. I do very much appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all of the subbies and resubbies and all that stuff. It's just so that it'll make it a bit easier for me to put this up on YouTube and have it all be readable and whatnot. It's like the 5-second rule. Exactly. If I catch it within 5 seconds that what I said didn't make any sense, then we're good. What's the mug? It looks cute. It's a Naruto mug. You know, because why not? I was looking through my anime mugs. I have like a Hisoka mug. I have 2 Naruto mugs. And I have a Magi mug. It's like, I don't know why. Okay. So let's hop in. Our first one that we're going to talk about is if it's for my daughter, I would even defeat a demon lord. So this one, I have watched the first 2 episodes of, and as a precursor, I will say that I've really liked it so far. Let's get this all queued up and watch it.
Noiseka caramelo.
はあ、なんていうのかわかんねえな。食え。
Noiseka noitani dedo.
ってなんだそりゃ。
まあ後で詳しく話すが、拾った。
犬猫拾ったみたいに言うなよ。
大丈夫だ。依頼人は見捨ててもラティナは守りきる。
こいつダメかもしれない。
テイル。
弱い者いじめなんて絶対許さないんだから。
俺が面倒を見る。俺がラティナの保護者になってやる。
うちの子のためならば、俺はもしかしたら魔王も倒せるかもしれない。2019年7月、テレビアニメ放送決定。おかえりなさい。
So that's that one. Again, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and we are going to have like a do not spoil shit rule for these shows, okay? Don't spoil shit that happens in these stories. That's not cool. But, yeah, so this one is about a guy, and he is known as like a great warrior boy, adventurer boy. And he finds a little demon girl in the woods with her dead dad, and decides to like take her home and like figure out how to help her, basically. She doesn't speak the language. They can't understand each other. And so far it's been very sweet. And from what I've read, because I looked into it, because it is anime, or not anime, but it is like a light novel and a manga, I believe. From my understanding, it continues to be very wholesome. At least that's what I've read. So, fingers crossed. But so far it's very sweet. It's very cute. And you know, she's like just trying to fit in and figure out what's going on and like restart her life, basically. Why does he leave the dead dad in the woods? He what? I'm gonna go ahead and let you watch it. I didn't think that I needed to go that into detail about what happens in the woods, But yeah, so that one is called If It's For My Daughter, I Would Even Defeat a Demon Lord. And I watched the first couple of episodes of it, and it's pretty cute so far. So fingers crossed that it stays that way. The art is like so moe. Yeah. Like, it's one of those shows where the name of it implies that it's gonna like get really serious or really dark. And the art style is not an art style that I think I could take seriously if it tried to. Does that make sense? Like, it's just like too fluffy looking. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. And because I just want to like talk about it and get it out of the way, because it's so near and dear to my heart. You say that, but Madoka happened. Sure. So, okay, the next one that we're going to talk about is Vinland. So Vinland Saga, okay, Vinland Saga is my favorite manga of all time. The entire reason that I was excited for this season of anime was because of Vinland Saga. I've been so excited to watch it. And then they released 3 episodes at the same time. So Sam and I watched 3 episodes, but they were like, well, because we put out 3 episodes, you have to wait so that everybody else can catch up, and then we'll continue along with everyone else. So first 3 episodes were amazing. They're so good. But, you know, I'm like coming at it from a very biased perspective right off the bat. It's, anyways, we'll watch the thing. Hold on. We'll watch the thing.
Haruka西、海の向こうにヴィンランドという名の土地がある。そこは暖かく豊かで、奴隷商人も戦の炎も届かぬ遠い地だ。いつか俺たちと一緒にその地で暮らさないか。
Oh my God. How's the CGI in this? So honestly, I think it blends in really well. There are definitely moments where you see it, or you're like, oh, that was CG. But the amount of like rough CG moments are few and far between, I think. Apparently episode 4 was just released today. I haven't watched that yet. I've only watched the first 3 episodes. And it's doing a great job of adapting the manga so far. I think that the reason that they put out 3 episodes at once is because there's so much that happens at the beginning that, like, the episodes on their own are good, but watching 3 episodes or having those 3 episodes available immediately gets you to, like, the start of the meat. Does that make sense? Like you took a couple of bites of sandwich and they tasted fine, but then you finally got that bite that incorporated everything. Yeah, the story is about a young boy named Thorfinn, and he. God, this is so hard to talk about without like spoiling things. It's a action Viking story, essentially, and it's wonderful. I love the manga so much. I've reread it many times, and I never ever thought that we were going to get an anime of it. And when it was announced, it felt like too good to be true, and now it's here, and I'm so happy. Yeah, so I highly recommend this one. I think that it's going to be great. And I'm already trying to guess where the first season is going to end because of the pacing of the anime so far. I'm like, could we get that far? Like what feels like a natural ending point in my mind. I'm like, can we get that far? I hope we can, because there's so much incredible stuff that happens, like technically right at the beginning of the story. So I think from here on out, every episode is going to have some really interesting stuff in it. There's some really deep political stuff that happens in this manga, but the action scenes, at least in the manga, are incredible. And the taste of the action that we get in those first 3 episodes says to me that it's probably going to be really awesome to watch. The fights are. So hopefully, again, coming back to the CGI, hopefully the CGI that they do utilize in the fights is helps it instead of hindering it, you know? Where do you think it would end volume-wise? Volume. Shit. I'm trying to remember what volume that is. Is it... God, I don't even want to ask chat, because somebody's going to be like, oh, you mean when this happens? This point? Yes, definitely. I want to say it's 4 volumes in, where I think would be a good stopping point. I think 4. Shit. Resist! Chat, resist! Don't say shit! Fuck! Okay, so yes, that's Vinland Saga. So far, it's met my expectations. I've been very happy with it. The next one that we're going to talk about is Fire Force. I've watched the first 3 episodes. I was gonna leave it at 2, but I was intrigued to watch the 3rd episode because I knew they were going to be adjusting it after the KyoAni fire. They decided that out of respect, they would change it so that the color of the fire was like a bit more magical colored, and that it would be edited differently. It's not confirmed whether or not the rest of the series is going to maintain that, or if it will only be for a couple of episodes. I would assume we can probably expect for the rest of the season to be a bit different. But I will say that watching the 3rd episode, nothing stuck out to me as being much like I knew that there would be changes and edits, and it didn't stand out to me. Yeah, we'll watch the trailer, and then we can talk about it a bit more. Hiya.
今から200年ほど前、突如発生した炎の大災害により、地球は火の海に包まれ、世界は大炎上、多くの大陸が消失した。同時に世界中で人間が突然燃え、炎の怪物、焔人となって暴れ回る人体発火現象が発生。生き残った人類は突如出現した焔人と
Oh, come on. Son of a bitch. So anyway, that's that. Experience interruptions? Find out why. I am experiencing an interruption right now. How did you know?
突如出現した焔人と
It literally won't. It won't. Maybe I should have clicked that. Maybe I should have clicked the find out why.
物、焔人となって暴れ回る人体発火現象が発生。生き残った人類は突如出現した焔人と人体発火の恐怖に怯えながら生きていくこととなった。
We did it. We made it past the point.
シーラ、焔人が出現したわ。30秒で支度して。はい。
我々特殊消防隊の任務は ホムラ人を鎮魂し、人々とホムラ人の魂を救うこと。そして一刻も早く人類を炎の恐怖から救い出すことが我々の使命だ。
やっぱりマキさんすごいです。自由自在に炎を操って。そんなことないですよ。私は第二世代ですから、炎を起こすのに着火剤が必要ですし。
ぎこちない映画を見せてみろ、悪魔。俺はヒーローになりに来ました。
すごい、これが第三世代の火力。
気なくせんだよな、特殊消防隊ってのはよ。
俺たちがこの人体発火現象を早く止めるんだ。
行動開始。
Fiery intrigue.
炎は魂の息吹、黒煙は魂の解放。
こいつはほんのジョークだぞ。
永遠の炎に着せ、俺はヒーローになる。いや、ならなきゃいけないんだ。
これが噂の悪魔の足跡か。
大丈夫なのか。立てるなら自分で立て。
ヒーローになるチャンスだぜ。
ありがとう死んだ隊。
お母さん、ショー。
悪魔。逃げるわけにはいかね
第8特殊消防隊出動。
So that's Fire Force. For any of you who thought it was about firefighters, there you go. Animation is so clean, my damn heart. Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is, I don't know, maybe this is like confirmed somewhere and I'm just being silly. I'm wondering if this takes place in the same universe as Soul Eater, because the Shinigami like symbol that they use in Soul Eater is in this, and it's the same writer, and I keep being like, are they supposed to be the same world? I'm so curious. But yeah, so Fire Force so far, the animation is gorgeous. I really liked the first couple of episodes. The third episode did have some stuff in it where I was like, oh god damn it. It had some like fan servicey stuff that made me go, we were doing so good. But overall, I like it enough that I will definitely keep watching it. Sam and I both have really enjoyed it. And it does a really good job at world building, the same way that Soul Eater did a really good job at world building. Yeah, so it's wound up being very different than I thought it was going to be, in a good way, I think. First episode of Soul Eater did have heavy fan service, 100%. But Soul Eater was also a long time ago. And so I think a lot of people are like, have we grown? Have we grown back? No, we have not. We haven't. Turns out, nope. So, yeah. Overall, enjoying it. I think the third episode was the weakest one. It had some moments in it that were really cool. But overall, I really enjoyed the first couple of episodes more than the third one. So I'm hoping that it gets back on track for me. Yeah, but there's that. The end of the third was good for opening up the story. I agree. Okay. Shall we talk about something that everybody told me not to watch? Let's talk about Are You Lost? Let's talk about Are You Lost? Which I was told not to watch, and guess what? I watched it anyway. Okay, so I have watched only one episode of this. But I honestly didn't hate it. a lot of people were like, don't watch it, you're gonna hate it. I didn't hate it, but I don't think that it has a lot of longevity, if that makes sense. Like I didn't watch the first episode and go, yeah, this has a lot of potential, I can see this like being a story I would want to like. Okay, I guess it's trying to start without me, whatever. Yeah, so there's that. It's also short form, for whatever that's worth. Okay, now you can play. Oh, also, I can only find a French translation for the trailer, so you're welcome, French speakers. Everybody else, we're lost in the woods.
塩分が含まれているから飲んだ以上に水分が失われる。ほら君らもついてこなくてもいいんだぞ。おいおまれ、どんどん先に進むなよ。あとちょっとだ。
I was really waiting for you guys to see that blood part. Anyways.
飲んだヤシの実にはいっぱいジュースが入ってて天から恵みの雨が降ってきたわ。地球の円周が約4万キロですから、3平方の定理に代入すると1年の時から学年1位を譲ったことがなくて、あと遅刻欠席も一度もなくて、それだー。
とりあえず水分は確保できたな。次に何が必要かだが、サバイバルには3の法則というものがある。
So that's Are You Lost? I really wish I didn't understand French right now. So Are You Lost is about a bunch of girls who get stranded on an island. I watched that and now I'm lost. I was really just excited for people to watch the blood scene with no context. So yeah, Are You Lost is about a bunch of girls who get stranded. None of them know each other. You know, one of them's like super smart and one of them's really sporty and et cetera. And it turns out that one of them, her dad basically taught her all of the survival shit in the books, right? Like he's like a survival expert and taught her everything that he knows. So she's the one who's out here being like, we're gonna die if we don't drink something. You have to drink this fish's blood, right? Like crazy shit like that. And everybody else is fucking horrified. So that's the concept of the show. And after watching the first episode, I was like I said, I just don't know where this is gonna go. Like, are they going to get, like, is something actually gonna it's a 12-minute format, right? Is something actually gonna happen in this, or is it gonna just be silly escapades for the entire thing? I don't know, and I haven't cared enough to watch another one. So I've only watched the first one, and it was a good goof. I don't know if I'll continue it, but what anime is this? It is called Are You Lost? So that's that one. And again, it's short form, so it's easy to get through if you wanted to like try it out. But this is one where everybody was like, it feels like fan service, but also is like just weird. So maybe don't watch it. And I was like, well, fuck, now I have to watch it. So there's that. Are You Lost? Okay. Let's go to another one that I think has some potential. This one is called Copcraft. It is kind of like Gate. Let's just watch the trailer. It's a pretty short trailer, so not too bad.
15年前、太平洋上に未知の超空間ゲートが出現した。その向こうに存在したのは妖精や魔物の住む奇妙な異世界だった。カリアエナ島サンテレサ市。この都市は地球世界の玄関口にあたる。雑多な民族と多彩な文化。その陰には 数々の犯罪がうごめいていた。二つの世界、二つの正義、その先にポップクラフト7月から放送開始。
Get it? Because it's a cop show with witchcraft. Shut up, Funimation. Get it? So, yeah, this is another show that's more on the mature side, definitely, and it is very much like modern Earth city with like random fantasy, not random, but like a sprinkling of fantasy elements. Like it said in the trailer, the idea is that there's like a portal, an opening between our world and a fantasy world. And so there's a city right next to the portal where the two sort of combine, where like people from the fantasy world come and like live in this city on Earth. And so the main guy is a detective who is like kind of, I don't know if racist is the right word. He does not like people from that world. He was involved in a war that it is implied was like maybe with them a while back. And so he just like wants nothing to do with it really. But winds up getting involved in sort of a deep, like a deep thing that requires them to bring in a representative from the other side, who does the case with him, who becomes like his new partner, right? And this other character is just like is like a classic, I don't understand all of these Earth jokes, like that kind of character. Just like, oof, right? So yeah, he's like a rough and tumble, hard-boiled detective who takes no shit, you know, and is super street smart, etc., etc. And he has to like kind of babysit this noble from this fantasy world who's trying to like get justice, but has to learn what justice means on Earth versus where they're from, right? So it's... The first episode, I think, was promising. I have only watched one episode. The first episode was promising, but it is one of those shows that, like, is I don't want to say humorless, because I don't think there's anything wrong with being humorless if that's what you're going for, but I think it feels a little dry so far, I guess. But I do really like the animation, and I think it could go in an interesting direction. I just haven't felt the urge to watch more yet, because the first episode felt kind of dry, and I think because the other character, this noble character, was not super interesting to me. I was like, please don't let them be, you know, like a hoity-toity, like asshole tsundere character, and then they were. So yeah. So people have said that it's good. If that sounds like your bag, people have said that this one is good. And to be honest, there's another show this season that is like kind of in a similar vein, except a bit more like noir feeling. So yeah, we'll also talk about that one. But if this looks like your thing, you might have a couple of shows that you can try out that we can talk about. Okay. We're only 5 in, y'all. We're only 5 in. Third episode looked like it had budget problems. Really? You don't say. Okay, let's talk about one that looks really cute. Let's talk about one that looks really cute. This one is called Given. Given is a music anime about, well, sorry, we should watch the trailer first. For this one, I've only watched one episode. It was very cute. And we'll just watch. I can say all of this after we watch the trailer. Yeah, so I've only watched the first episode. I believe that this is a BL series. I'm not totally sure because I don't want to get spoiled, but it's very cute so far. It's a guy who is very quiet and is carrying around a guitar but doesn't know how to play it. There's a story there, I know it. Anyways, he's like carrying around this guitar and he meets this dude who knows how to play the guitar and begs him to teach him how to play. He's like, fuck no, I'm not a teacher. Like, do this the way that everybody else does it. You know, like join the little band group in school and, you know, watch videos and shit. Like just, you know, figure it out the way that the rest of us had to, you know? And he like begs to come to this guy's band practice and watches his band play. And I actually love the way that the band sessions are animated. I don't know how they're animating it. I honestly can't totally tell if it's CGI or not. But the way that it's so like fluid. It makes it so that all of the times where people are playing music feel really different from the rest of the show. But in a good way. Like, I think that it blends really well. It makes it really interesting. So yeah, I'm into the music. I really like the music in the show so far and the way that the like musical parts are animated. And I want to know what happened to this poor boy that literally won't let go of this guitar that he doesn't know how to play. I'm like, what happened to you? Like, I need to know. So yeah, that one is really cute so far. People have said the manga's great. So I'm excited to watch more of that one. They have CG hands and 2D faces. What the fuck? What? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Given. That one is very cute so far. And potentially really sad. I'm like prepping myself for Given to wind up being really sad. Okay, next one is one that I talked about a little bit on Twitter. It is called The Ones Within, and it's basically Danganronpa except with streamers. So let's watch this trailer.
あなた方がここでなすべきことはただ一つ。中の人ゲノムリアル実況において再生数1億ビューを達成すること。どうか死ぬ気で実況してくださいませ。
パカさん、これって立候補ありですか？
ねえ、あんた絶対バカでしょ。
少し興味が湧きまして。
入りでバカつき。
これより何ボサッとしてやがんだ。
かすってんだよ下手くそ。おいよせ。
どうして人々は争うのでしょう。天中です。
ほーアルパカくん、ドリルを貸してくれたまえ。
温泉卵。てめえ第一声本当にそれでいいのか？
So, The Ones Within is about a bunch of streamers that get isekai'd to an undisclosed location. by this creepy llama man who basically says, you are all the top streamers of different categories, right? So there's one, the main guy is like, only plays escape room games. There's a girl there who specializes in horror games. There's a girl who plays like nurture games, aka like Harvest Moon sort of stuff. There's a fighting game guy. Like everybody has their niche, right? And he brings all of them together and says that that they have to collectively get, what is it, 10 million views on the llama's stream, like something weird like that. It's so weird. 100 million. Okay, I'm sorry. They have to get 100 million views on this llama guy's stream as a group. And so they have to like play his games, right? So here's my big critique here, because I was like, I'm in. It's about fucking live streamers. Like I have to watch this. And it feels like it's supposed to be kind of creepy, right? It feels kind of Danganronpa-y. It throws that out the window so fast. If you couldn't tell from the trailer, it throws that out the window really fast. Everybody's real chill. It's like there is no fucking tension in this show whatsoever. Like I don't understand why it's like what the point of the setup is if it's going to be so relaxed. So yeah, they're just like, the llama just shows up and is like, all right, this is your game. This is the game you have to play. And they're like, okay. I'm like, we're not going to try to get out. We're not going to try to kill the llama. There's no plans here. Do we die if we don't do it? So, yeah, it's much more chill than I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be like kind of tense and weird, and it has moments where I think it tries to be tense and weird, but not enough, if that makes sense. Chill is great. If I want to watch something chill, I'll watch something else. If you're going to give me the framework of I've magicked away all of these I've like drugged all of these people and taken them to an undisclosed location. I've kidnapped them and they have to play my game and they have to like get this number of views and they're trapped here and they can't leave, right? That is the framework of, and if you don't do it, you'll die. Like, take this seriously, try to get out, like murder mystery, creepy shit. And that's not what this winds up being. So I'm just a little bit disappointed. Maybe it'll be different as it goes on, but I think the first episode tried to be a little bit more like on the tense, creepy side, but even then it wasn't that much. And then from then on it hasn't been at all. So yeah. I think that the lineup this season could have utilized a creepy, dark thing other than the Japanese horror stories new season. Like just something that was a little different. And this is different, just not in the way that I wanted it to be, I guess. But that's fine. They don't have to cater to moi. I don't have to be like the guy. That's fine. All right. Next up is To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts. I watched this thinking it was not going to interest me at all, and it actually really has. I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and full disclosure, the first episode feels like you've watched an entire series of an anime. It's bizarre. Like, so much happens in the first episode. You get so much story. I think it does a really good job of setting up, like, here's everything that has gone on to lead you up to the point where the actual story happens. So I turned on the first episode and I was like, okay, it's a show about war. All right, cool. They turn into monsters. All right. Look, we'll just watch the trailer. I keep like almost diving in and then remembering, oh yeah, we're supposed to watch trailers. I'm a professional now.
戦争のために生み出された異形の兵士たち
人々は彼らを疑心兵と呼んだ。
あの日の誓いを果たしに来た。
私はあなたに父を殺されたんです。私たちはその理由が知りたい。
疑心兵は一匹残らず葬り去れ。共に新しき世界を作ろうではないか。
だから今日ここで一つの誓いを立てる。心をなくした者は仲間の手で葬る。
歪んだ運命はいつもの禁忌の翼。望も望して刃が手のひらを返し包みたら、それは辻褄が神にその気がつかれば、たとえ狂いない未来としても正確に描ける。私はあなたについていく。父が死ななければならなかった理由を自分のこの目で確かめるために。
かつて神だった獣たち。
Are they gods or beasts? Okay, so To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts is about there's a big war, and one side believes that there's no way that they're going to win. And so they pour a bunch of money into a program called the Incarnates Program. That develops super soldiers that turn into monsters, essentially. But the longer that they are monsters and the more that they have to use this monstrous power, the more that they are just always monsters. And that's kind of all that I want to tell you. It's really, really interesting. So again, so much happens in the first episode. Like that, what I just told you, you find that out really fast. So much happens in the first episode. And then from there, it's really sad and really interesting. And it has surprised me. It's really surprised me. I'm like actually really into it. And I'm definitely going to watch more of this one. Yeah, it's great. It's Animorphs, sure. It's wartime Animorphs, I guess, with less aliens. Wasn't the guy in Animorphs an alien? They're like best bud. Am I blending things together? Okay, good. Phew. Oh God. Okay. Sure. Let's talk about this and get it over with. The next one that we're going to talk about is Do You Love Your Mom and her 2-hit multi-target attacks. So yeah, let's let's go ahead and just watch the trailer. I've watched one episode of this. I've watched one episode. Here you go.
Animorphs.
通常攻撃が全体攻撃で2回攻撃のお母さんは好きですか？テレビアニメ化決定。マー君、お母さんと一緒に冒険しましょう。
Is what that said. I didn't want to cut her off. I didn't want you to feel like I was editing your experience with this trailer. Okay, so this story is, for whoever was asking, isekai just means another world. It's a term that is used a lot for, and is considered like a genre of anime, manga, whatever, in which a person is transported to another world, right? So anything that's like, you get put into a video game is an isekai. Anything that's like, you get transported into the fantasy world of a book, blah, blah, blah. So this one is literally, this guy fills out a survey. It's asking all kinds of weird questions about his mom and whether or not he hates his mom. And a weird lady shows up and is like, guess what, bud? We're going to transport you into a video game. And he's like, fuck yes, that's all I've ever wanted, right? And so he gets teleported into the video game and he's so excited. And then his mom also shows up. His mom also gets isekai'd into the video game. This, from what I can tell, is a harem anime with his mom. He's just fighting. He's got a big old group of ladies, and his mom's there. Honestly, I think I'm really disappointed because I was like, oh, what if this is really wholesome? What if this is like a guy and his mom get transported into another world? It's very obvious from like the teaser images and stuff that she's like really powerful in this world, right? As part of the goof. Like she's just like overpowered. So I was like, oh my God, this could be really funny, right? Like he gets teleported into this world and then his mom is also there and his mom is actually the main character, right? Like that's what I wanted. I was like, what if he's just this piece of shit kid who doesn't appreciate his mom and his mom is the hero, right? And like he learns to appreciate her. That's kind of, and maybe that's what it's going for. That is not how it feels at all. It's his mom like crying a lot about how she wishes they were closer and him just being a fucking dick. And that was the entire first episode. And I was just like, okay. Yeah, it's not, I think it's probably going to be garbage if I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't look good. So yeah, no one in this show, even the mom, right? Like I've bared my soul to you now. You know, I was rooting for the mom to be like a cool character. Even the mom, none of the characters are good. I don't like anybody in this. None of them. So yeah, there's that. And I'm sad because I thought maybe it could be a thing. Oh no, oh, why did I put these back to back? I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have put these back to back. Although this one I think is going to be a matter of opinion, which I know this entire thing is my opinion, but the next one is Ensemble Stars. I watched half an episode of this. I'm so sorry. I know so many people were like, I love the game. I'm so excited for Ensemble Stars to come out. Oh my gosh, do you have a favorite boy? And I just, my poor, I feel so bad being like, I couldn't get through it. I couldn't get through an episode. I'm so sorry. I feel really bad for everybody that loves this. But yeah, here's the trailer.
この私立夢の咲学院はアイドルを育成するための学び屋だ。俺たちアイドル科の生徒は日々より良いアイドルとなるために
You hate it already? We haven't even gotten to the best part.
めてくれているその笑顔が答えをくれるから疲れた胸をつなげた熱いメロディー望む明日が欲しいなら新しい世界へと変えてゆこう We are singing shining so for you 眩しいくらい輝くのさアンサンブル青春でステージでテレビアニメアンサンブルスターズ
I'm sorry. Oh shit. Thank God I still have tissues here. Okay, so yeah, Ensemble Stars, I believe that it's a gacha game. So there's just a bunch of different idol boys, right? And I think we've all probably at least attempted an idol anime of some kind. I've attempted a few. They've never been like really on my radar of something that I thought I would enjoy necessarily. So I don't tend to stick with them. This one, it just felt very flat. It was because, here's why. So the one girl character, the only girl character, she joins the idol program, but the idol program is entirely boys. But she wants to be a producer, so she's the only production student, and she's the only girl. And I actually thought for a good 10 minutes that they were gonna not have her talk, to like, so that you could pretend to be her, right? Like in the classic style. She didn't say anything for the longest time, and I was like, oh my God, is the main girl not gonna talk? That would be incredible. I would be like, wow, they're committing to this. That was not what happened. But she doesn't seem to have much personality, potentially on purpose. So the first episode, the reason that I kind of gave up on it was because it was a lot of like, hi, I'm so-and-so from the Idol program, and this is so-and-so, and this is so-and-so. We're all good buddies. And then one of them goes, no, we're not. Like that sort of shit. And it just felt like a lot of that, you know. So it was a lot of like establishment stuff without it having a theme that I was going to really get behind anyway. Did Sam watch it? No. I can when we're done here, I could give you the list of the things that Sam has watched with me. It's very short. But yeah, Ensemble Stars was never really going to be my thing, I don't think. So I went into it kind of tentative anyway. But there was a scene that, was it Funimation? There was a scene that Funimation tweeted out where two boys like have like an idol battle. And I was like, oh my God, I got to get that far. And I didn't. So I really let myself down there. So it might be great. If you like idol stuff, it might wind up being great. I just didn't stick with it. And I'm sorry that I laughed at the CGI, but it was hilarious along with chat. It was really funny because chat was like going, you know, in typical chat fashion, was going overboard about how terrible it looked. And then the CG happened. And it was just so, mwah. Yeah. So that is Ensemble Stars. Did anybody confirm or deny? Is it a gacha game? I think it is, right? Sorry. Just dabbing my eyes. I was moved. Yes, it's a gacha game. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, on to something that's actually good. I'm laughing because somebody's going to be like, so one of my favorites this season and I'm not even lying, I'm not even joking about this, it's actually one of my favorites this season, is how heavy are the dumbbells you lift? Here you go. Here's this.
いびき、今日はどこで遊ぶ？悪い、今日は用事があんだわ。
用事？まさか彼氏？
外れ。
じゃあ家の手伝い？バイト？
どっちも外れ。なんつうかな、修行って感じ？なんでまた？何もしてないのになぜ太るんだ？これはちょっとシャレにならねえ。私は生涯運動を続けようと思ってるの。健康で文化的な生活を送るために。
このまま太り続けたら彼氏もできなくなるぜ。
今日は僕が指導させてもらいます。よろしくね。
決めた。夏休みまでに絶対痩せる。そのためにはジムだ。お願いマスト、めっちゃモテた。はいはい、もっと書いてあげて。キミってあなたは金の卵よ。私と一緒に筋肉道を極めましょう。ヌーブとヤバいんです、マジで。賞金はありがたくいただいておくわ。
一生懸命に頑張る人を誰も笑ったりしないさ。それじゃあ今日も
ナイスパンチ。テレビ
So yeah, that's called How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? It is about a girl who is doing the like classic thing of, oh my gosh, I'm putting on weight. I have to, you know, go on a diet, but I love food. I'll try running, blah, blah, blah. And she has like people in her life that keep being like, you've got to stop eating so much. Like you're really putting on weight. You've got to stop eating so much, right? And I was like, oh God, if this is going to be the theme of the whole thing, I'm just not going to watch it. So she goes to this gym and applies to be in the gym and runs into like one of the most popular girls in her school. And she's like, oh, somebody that I know is here. That's kind of nice. And they decide to do like a tour of the gym together. And it turns out that this girl is a fucking muscle junkie. Like this popular girl from her school is obsessed with muscles, like wants to be huge. And the other girl is like, that's not really for me. Like, I'm not really all about that. But kind of gets roped into it anyway, because one of the trainers is really cute. And she's like, well, whatever, sign me, I'll just do a month, you know. And it slowly switches from, oh my gosh, you've really got to like, you know, stop eating so much, you need to start running, you know, all this stuff, to this other girl that she like really looks up to because she's like a cool senpai. This other girl being like, oh my God, it's amazing that you eat so much. Like, that's what you need to be eating, loads, if you want to put on muscle. Let's put on muscle together, right? It's like so good. I will say, definitely ecchi. There's like, but like so unbelievably aware of itself. There's so many moments where things happen and you're like, what the fuck is going on? But it completely calls attention to itself. Like, what's happening right now? Like, this is so fucking weird. And then it also does the sort of thing that a lot of short form shows do, which is we're actually going to be like kind of educational. So whenever they're learning how to do something, they give legitimate like tips. They like teach you proper form, like all of that sort of stuff. But again, they also make fun of that. They're like, are we an educational show? Is this what's going on? So the tonal shifts that happen in it are legitimately so funny. And I feel like some of the jokes that happen in the first episode, when I recommend this show to people, I feel like I have to give them a disclaimer, like, but by the way, there's like a lot of really fucking weird sexual jokes that happen because one of the girls is obsessed with muscles. I don't know what to tell you, but it's it wound up actually being really funny. And I love the shift in support for this girl. like going from somebody being like, you need to starve yourself so that you can lose weight, to you need to eat more, let's get huge, let's build muscles, right? Like that wound up being like so like cute to me. Yeah, so it's much funnier than I expected it to be, and I'm actually really, really enjoying it. Yeah, the show's called How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift? And this one, I think I'm watching on High Dive, for those of you who are wondering where to watch it. I had never used High Dive until this season, by the way. There are a couple of things that I had to watch on High Dive, and I was like, I didn't even know this existed. That's how out of the game I've been. Yeah. I need to get so swole I'm confused for a statue. That's the goal, man. That's the goal. Okay. Next one. Let's do one of the biggies. Let's talk about Dr. Stone. So Dr. Stone, I've been reading the manga for quite a while. Gmart was the one who turned me on to the Dr. Stone manga, I believe. And I actually did not really enjoy the manga at first. I've said this a million times, but just for the sake of like having all of the information condensed and together. Yeah, it took me a while to actually get into it. I loved the story. I loved the idea of the story and the concept of it. So that's why I stuck with it. But the characters actually really annoyed the shit out of me. So I didn't really enjoy it until I got like 20 something, maybe 30 chapters in. Like I stuck with it for a while because I was like, I just gotta know what's going on in this world. But I really enjoy it now. I still have moments where I'm like, these characters are driving me crazy, but I'm like fully in on this manga at this point. So I was excited to see the anime version. And I think they've done a really good job of adapting the anime. And actually, maybe because I'm super invested in the manga at this point, but the first episode of the anime, I was expecting to be like, all right, well, I didn't like the beginning of this manga, so I might not really enjoy the beginning of this anime. But I felt like the way that they animated it and the way that they consolidated the chapters was really, really good. So yeah, I've actually really been enjoying these, and the animation is fucking gorgeous, which of course it was going to be because this is a big manga. It's a popular manga right now. So yeah, here we go. Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone. So yeah, the idea of Dr. Stone is that there's an event that happens that like freezes everybody in time and turns them to stone, essentially. And then 3,700 and something years later, finally one of them breaks out. And then like the events that happen after that. Senku, the main character, the guy with the green hair, is a like genius scientist prodigy child, basically. And he is the first person to break out. And his first thought is that he has to build humanity back up. Like he has to figure out how to free everyone else. If he's freed and his body hasn't atrophied and his mind hasn't atrophied and like he's technically like fine, then everybody else should be fine. So how can he save everyone else and build humanity back up is like the concept of it. It winds up being really, really interesting. Like there's lots of really cool science stuff that's talked about in this manga. And I like watching it animated. And yeah, I think the concept of it, of like what happened, how did this happen? Why is it, why are people able to break out now and they couldn't, years ago? It's really interesting, I think. So they take you through a lot of processes of like, well, what did early man first learn how to do? Like what helped build up into the civilization that we have now, and he has a lot of like foil characters that play off of him really well, like characters that don't know anything, that wind up being the audience. ask all of our questions. Like, I don't fucking know what nitrate is. Like, you know. So it's really cool, and I think they've done a really good job with the anime so far. And there's a lot of stuff that happens in the manga that I think happens soon enough that we should see it in this season, that I'm really excited to see. So yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. As somebody who didn't enjoy the manga for a good while, I'm pleasantly surprised with how much I'm enjoying the anime. And Sam really likes it too. This is one of the ones that Sam and I are watching together. So Dr. Stone, that's one of the big ones people were really looking forward to. Dr. Stone, Fire Force, and maybe Vinland. Were a lot of people looking forward to Vinland, or was it just me and everybody else that I evangelized to? I can't tell if Vinland was actually like one that a lot of people were psyched for. Or if I'm just like, look, Vinland is good shit, and anybody who says otherwise will die. There's a pretty big media campaign for it. All right. Good. Okay. Remember when we were talking about Copcraft and I was like, there's another one that is kind of along those lines, that has kind of that same feel, except maybe a little more noir, a little more like jazzy funk. That is this one. It is called BEM. This is another one I've only watched one episode of. And yeah, let's watch the trailer. Oop. Where did the jazz go? Son of a bitch. So BEM honestly was like very forgettable for me. I had to watch the trailer before we did this to remember what it even was. It's a cop who gets transferred to a different area because she like spoke her mind and went against the man. And they were like, well, we're going to put you on a different force then, essentially, and send her to a different place where everybody's really ambivalent and don't seem to, like, the other cops don't really seem to give a shit. And because she does, she catches the eye of a vampire vigilante question mark, like a weird dude who's like fighting monsters under the cover of night. So yeah, it's not super clear what all is going on, aside from there are some like monstrous people who are fighting for the forces of good, and there are some monstrous people who are fighting for the forces of bad. And then this cop is potentially getting like kind of involved. Yeah, it was just kind of whatever, I thought. But good music. Oh, BEM is connected to an anime from 1968 called Yokai Ningen Bem. Oh, there you go. Demon Human Bem? Isn't that what that means? Yokai Ningen Bem? Okay, sure. Demon humans. It's a story about demon humans, I guess. I wasn't paying attention to the trailer, but I was paying attention to the music. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's BEM. That's another one where I felt like maybe if I was a different type of viewer, I would be more into it. But it just wasn't. It's hard to say. This is why typically I want to watch more than one episode of things. But for the sake of like making sure that I actually did an anime season first impression this time, I was like, you know what? Whatever I've watched of these things, we're just gonna roll with it. And I'll try to be as honest as I can. But a lot of anime suffers from first episode syndrome, where either the first episode is too exposition-y, or the first episode is like a little bland, but like it needs time to pick up speed. I think 100% that could be the case with any of these that I've been like, maybe not Do You Love Your Mother? Maybe not that one. Um, no, even that one. Even that one could wind up good. I'm not going to discount any of these. But yeah. So BEM, it seems like if it's going to be good, it'll be like a like an intrigue anime where it starts off kind of slow and then builds information and eventually it's like, whoa, I gotta know what happens next. But the first episode didn't do that for me. The first episode didn't inspire me to watch more. Does that make sense? Okay. Next one is Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season. Guys, I was not going to watch this. I hadn't really heard of it. And then a bunch of people said that it was their favorite show this season. So I started watching it and I was so pleasantly surprised by it. Like, it's very good. Big adult warnings on this one, but very good. Let's watch the trailer.
死ぬまでにか。私だったら何がしたいかな。絶対できないことしてみたい。
やっぱり最終的には自分がなぜ生まれてきたかを知りたいってことになるわよね。
セックスです。私たちは人間が本能を履き違えるなとあれほど言ったでしょ。エロスは概念なのよ。一気に大人のセックスを知らないで天国を語る。早く私の豚汁を。私もうすぐ死にそうなので。走れエロスって思った。
あんま人前で話しかけない方がいい。
私は性に振り回されている気がする。荒ぶる季節の乙女どもよ。
So this show is basically Wow, Puberty Sucks, the anime. It's about a group of girls who are all in the literature club. They all read books together. They have like a book club that they do together. And it starts off just kind of saying that, you know, they read all of these books that are considered to be like literary masterpieces, right? And they always eventually have a section that's like sexual in nature. And it causes the girls to kind of like discuss it. And it shows lots of different viewpoints. One of them is very, for lack of a better word, like very prudish. One of them is just like really confused. One of them has like very, very complicated feelings about sex. They're all different, you know, they're all like coming at the concept and coming at the idea from a different place. But just kind of like working through that awkwardness together, and it kind of shows like their own, like in their own personal lives, what the topic means for them. It's wound up like, I don't know how to put it, but I don't want to say that it's sweet. I think that it has sweet moments. But it just feels very, you really feel for all of the characters, you know, because a lot of us, probably most of us, have been through like, can connect with one of them, you know, in terms of like how they see it and how conflicting it is for them to like discuss it or think about it. It is humorous sometimes, but it is very serious. And I really like it. I really, really like it. I didn't think I was going to. I was like, I don't want to watch a show that's about teenage girls thinking about sex all the time. And somehow it's wound up being one of the shows that I've enjoyed the most this season. But definitely mature warnings on this. I was actually like surprised. There are a couple of scenes where I was like, oh, okay, it's definitely a mature warning on this. But yeah, but I think very good. It is called "O Maidens in Your Savage Season," and that one is on High Dive. Another silly one, shall we? We have 2 left. Guys, almost blasted through 16 anime. Okay, this one is called The Demon Girl Next Door, or Machikado Mazoku, and I couldn't find a trailer for this one for some reason, so I just grabbed the OP. We're gonna watch a little bit of the OP. Okie dokie. Oops, I almost did it with the wrong title again. Oh my god. Son of bitch. So yeah. That one is about it's about a girl who wakes up one day and is a demon. She has like a weird dream where this like little demon girl in her head is like, "It is your time to unlock your secret demon powers and destroy the magical girl." And she's like, okay, wakes up and is a demon. Goes to her mom and is like, "What happened?" And her mom's like, "Finally, I can tell you. Our family is demons." Basically. She's like, "Your powers have finally unlocked so that you can bring honor to our family by killing the magical girl." and this girl is like, "I don't know how to murder a person. Like, what are you talking about? This is insane." So she's like, okay. I gotta like psych myself up and kill the magical girl, right? So she's like walking around town trying to figure out where the magical girl even is or who she is. And winds up getting saved by her. It's like, well, okay. Goes to school the next day. Turns out the magical girl just goes to her school and everybody knows about it. Everybody knows that she's a magical girl, and somehow this chick never knew. Yes, she goes to school with like a devil tail and big horns and nobody gives a shit. Apparently no one cares about any kind of magical anything in this world. But basically the magical girl feels so bad for this demon girl because she's so inept. Like, she like desperately just wants to help her. Like, challenges her to a fight and goes to punch the magical girl, and the magical girl's like, "Do you want me to help you with your punch technique?" Like, this is like, tries to help her punch better. It's so like they become friends because this magical girl is like, "Oh honey, like you're so bad at this." It's so funny so far to me. It is very like cutesy and silly, but the concept of it to me is honestly like pretty adorable. Just like this girl who gets told, "You have to kill the magical girl and set things right for our families," and she's like, "Okay," but like cannot do it because this girl is like so overpowered and incredible, and it's just like it's really cute, honestly. This is called it's called The Demon Girl Next Door on High Dive, but you can also find it as Machikado Mazoku. People are also saying if you have VRV, High Dive is apparently part of VRV, so yay. Yeah, so that one's pretty cute. And then the last one that we're going to talk about is called The Wasteful Days of High School Girls. Yeah, this one is another goofy one that I can't decide if I'm going to keep watching or not, but here's the trailer, lol.
さ、今からすごいこと言っていい？そういうこと言うやつのすごいことって大抵くだらないよな。いや、マジですごい。どれくらいすごいかっていうと、チンパンジーがバナナを。いいから早く言え。さ、 うちらってさ、今がピークなんじゃない？
Yo.
Son of a bitch. Ahem.
あのさ、今がピークなんじゃない？
Yo.
It got stuck again. Looks like we'll be on it. There we go.
切って昼間は静かなビストン
気がなんだっていきなり到達。
夜になってから暗闇紛れたテレ朝
あやかりだいぶなくふがある
そが天井下のキラキラ JK
現状承知。
ダラダラ
オッケー。頭なんか全部
空っぽにできたなら言うの
そんなの言うの二人の本能。世間に一言乙女のおたけび
わわわわ
斬新シャウトわわわわわわ
I know, I love this OP song too. This might be my favorite OP. I can't decide.
私を示しない
くすぶる本能みんなでワッと
驚かしてさ
まだ見ぬ方へ無駄でもレッツゴーいつしか取れちゃう泣きたい時は思い切って泣いて爽快な気分さ Everyday 個性派揃いの JK たちが女子高生を無駄に浪費する学園ガールズコメディテレビアニメーション女子高生の無駄遣い
7月から放送開始
So this show is about a class of girls at an all-girls school, and they're all big weirdos. Like, it follows mostly three girls who have been friends forever, like for a really long time, and they all wind up going to the same high school. One of them, the girl with the short black hair, she's like boy crazy. She wants to be popular. She wants dudes to love her. She wants to go on dates. Like, she's trying to be like cool as hell, but she's like just a weirdo. And I say weirdo in that she's just kind of like a class clown and like nobody takes her seriously. And she's just like, guys, how are we gonna get some goddamn datos? Everybody's just not interested. And then if any of you guys have seen, there's a clip that I don't want to say went viral, but there's a clip that went around quite a bit of a girl sitting down to draw, and then and then it immediately cuts to a scene of her just asleep in bed. She's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do so much art, and then it immediately cuts to her asleep. That is from this, that one of the main girls is that girl. She's like, her dream is to be a mangaka, and so she's got like anime posters and figurines and shit all over her room, and she's like she's currently drawing her first manga right now. So that's one of, and then the last one is like super smart, really deadpan, monotone science girl. And the three of them are like best friends, but they fucking take the piss out of each other constantly. Like, they are like really shitty to each other always. And the show makes me laugh because the one with the black hair decides, I don't know why I keep doing this, because her hair like fluffs out on the sides. She decides that everybody in class is going to get a nickname, and that is literally how everyone in the show is referred to. You don't know anyone's real name. Maybe it's mentioned in the first episode, but literally everyone is referred to by their nicknames in this show, and they're all really stupid nicknames. Yeah, so like the girl with the blonde pigtails like is a like, I don't want to keep overusing the word weird. She believes that she's from another world and is maybe a witch, and like says all kinds of strange paranormal things constantly, and everybody goes, okay. There's the girl who is extremely short and everybody thinks that she's a child. Classic trope. there's the like super sporty girl. There's just a bunch of different characters. And then their teacher is just awful. Like, he's this dude who is just the worst, and everyone knows he's the worst. It's just, so far, it's pretty funny. I honestly haven't decided if I'm gonna keep watching it, but I like shows that are about lots of different types of people engaging in hijinks. What's the name of that show that was literally just like short clips of a group of dudes like doing weird shit? Fuck, what was the name of that show? Oh my god. Daily Lives. No. Yes? Wait. Daily Lives of High School Boys? Is that it? Shit. Yes, that was it. Daily Lives of High School Boys. This feels like the same thing. And maybe they are, now that I'm looking at the names. Daily Lives of High School Boys and Wasteful Days of High School Girls. They must be by the same people. They must be. Now that I'm looking at them. Elaborate on how the teacher is the worst. He goes on when you first meet him, he goes on a huge rant about how he's definitely not interested in high school girls and everyone needs to not fall in love with him because he only likes college girls. And like, it goes on for way too long, to the point that everybody in the class is super creeped out. It's just like, okay, well, you're awful. So, it goes on for long enough that you realize that he actually is very much interested in high school girls, and all of the girls are like, okay, so you're weird and gross. Cool. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. So that's all of them. That's all of the shows that I've been watching. I say. Honestly, the ones that I've continued to watch and been the most interested in are Abandoned Sacred Beasts, Ones Within, even though Ones Within has been very disappointing recently. Fire Force Vinland Saga, Dr. Stone, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, and O Maidens. I think those are all of the ones that I've felt like I will probably stick with. And if it's for my daughter, I'd even defeated Demon Lord, which again, don't get weird. So those are the ones that I see myself continuing to watch. And I know that I haven't watched like all of the things people are super excited about, but that is 16 different shows. I don't feel like I skimped. No Demon Girl Next Door. We did it. We did talk about Demon Girl Next Door. You goofball. Or are you saying that I'm not going to continue Demon Girl Next Door? I don't know if I'm going to continue it. Fruits Basket? I haven't been watching Fruits Basket, no. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, thanks guys. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this. Yeah, I tried to like include all of the things that were in the normal YouTube videos, and I know that I probably repeated myself quite a bit and maybe didn't elaborate on things as much as I did when they were videos, because again, I could stop myself and be like, should I re-say that? I think I will. But hopefully it was still enjoyable. Good. Yay, I'm so glad. Oh, thank you guys. I'm so glad. Thanks. Yay, I'm so glad you all liked it. Yeah. I put off doing my laundry to hang out. Well, phew, I'm so glad everybody enjoyed it then. Good, yeah. So again, if you guys recommend anything to me or to each other, feel free to throw them in chat. We're kind of in we're in like more of a chit-chatty section of this now. So if you have any like follow-up questions about any of the shows, I will try my best to answer them if I can. But again, we're trying to like keep this as spoiler free as possible and just give people like summaries of what these are like and sort of the tone and the feel. So don't elaborate on things that happen later on in the stories. Try not to spoil each other, basically. Does it have to be from this season? I mean, that is the focus of this. But it doesn't have to be. Is this going to be on YouTube? Yes, it is. What is the best anime streaming place? Crunchyroll, I think, has the most stuff. Funimation for me is kind of hit or miss, but Crunchyroll, I think, tends to have the most variety of things. But Crunchyroll, Funimation, High Dive, apparently. I haven't been using High Dive until now. Yeah, those are like the main ones. Vinland Saga is on Amazon Prime, and things like Copcraft are on Hulu. So I don't know where the shows that we have on Hulu, because Hulu is a North America only thing, I believe. So the shows that we have on Hulu, I'm not sure where you can find them in other countries. You would have to look them up. Vinland Saga isn't on Prime for UK. Oh, really? Interesting. I wonder where Vinland Saga is then. I wanted to thank you for recommending Vinland Saga many years ago. I've read most of the manga, and I've super enjoyed watching the show. Hope you are enjoying it as much as I am. I'm probably going to cosplay Thorfinn soon. Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, dude. I'm really, really enjoying the show. I think that it looks exactly how I was hoping it would. And the only thing is that I just want it all to be out. I just want to be able to watch it all now. But it's so fun because Sam has never read it. Sam has no idea what's going to happen. So I'm like... Every time I'm like, oh my God, is that going to happen in this episode? Have you heard about Carolyn Tuesday from last season? I really enjoyed it. I have had people recommend that to me. I haven't looked it up at all, though. He's in for the roller coaster of emotions, right? So much shit happens in the first couple of volumes, man. I'm just like, I'm ready. If you knew more about the Fate series, would you watch Lord El Meloy Case Files? I mean, I guess so, but I've tried to watch Fate stuff before and it hasn't really grabbed me. I was talking about it with Angie, because Angie like sat down and really just went for it and agreed with me that it's not, that it wasn't super easy for her to get into either. So I don't feel, busted because I know so many people. I'm getting nervous to watch Vinland. No, don't feel nervous. Don't get nervous. There's just, it's very well constructed and a lot happens. And so as a person who loves it so much, I'm just so excited for things to happen. I'm excited for like the next thing. I'm always excited for the next thing, because I want to see it animated so badly. That's all. Fate isn't for everyone. I love it, but I wouldn't recommend new people to it. So all of my stream VODs go up on youtube.com/dexterity bonus. which used to be where Coffee Times went. So that's where VODs go now. I do still have Press Heart to continue. The only things that I've put on it in the last couple of years have been Vlogmas, so the December vlogs. But I'm thinking I should grab this and kind of edit it a little bit, and maybe throw it up on Press Heart. I don't know. Maybe. I've watched a lot of Fate and I've never been blown away. Okay. No spoilers. Does Vinland Saga go as far as Game of Thrones of stuff happening? I don't know what that means. If you mean like, is it violent? It gets very violent. It is very violent at points. It's very political at points. But it mostly follows the one character. Did you keep up with JoJo? No. No, I couldn't get into this JoJo for some reason. I love the bits of Fire Force I've seen. Yeah, we were talking about how we were saying during the Fire Force section that that they edited episode 3 because of the fire at Kyoani. They wanted to they changed the color of the fire, and I believe like the bodies that you see in the episode, they either made it so you couldn't really see them. They like blocked out some stuff. I think that's really the only thing that I noticed while actively noticed while watching it, was that they were very much trying to like keep you from like seeing much, which makes sense. So yeah, we were saying that we're not sure whether or not they're going to continue to do that for the rest of the series, or if it will only be for like a couple of episodes, just because it's like so fresh there and they didn't want to be insensitive with it. The ending got blacked out. It sucks, but I still love the show. Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's understandable for sure. And like I said, it honestly, it didn't, for us, like Sam didn't even know that they were going to edit it, and it didn't stand out. We didn't think. So I think they did a good job of like editing it without it feeling like, you know, in JoJo's when they don't want to show a cigarette, they just like fucking put a big black bar like all the way across the screen. Like it didn't feel like that, you know. My only gripe with Fire Force is I think the suits look doofy. I really like the captain, like his mask and everything. And he doesn't have any fire powers. Fucking hell yeah. We love a strong boy surrounded by magical people. Yeah, cognitive, we mentioned that as well. That like there was some really stupid fan servicey stuff in episode 3. But I'm willing to look past it, because I think the other episodes have been so good. Buff boy, best boy. Always, always. I don't have a type. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Actually, follow up to the how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. Here's my big thing is I'm convinced that these girls are never gonna look any buffer. If they do, I'll be so fucking jazzed. But I'm convinced that they're gonna be like working out and getting ripped, but it's not. They're never gonna look it. Does that make sense? I'm gonna be so like, if they're gonna make a show about girls who want to get swole as fuck, and we don't ever see a difference in their like arm tone or anything like that, I'll be really disappointed. That's all. What anime are you talking about right now? Just then I was talking about how heavy are the dumbbells you lift. And before that we were talking about Fire Force. So we've gone through all of the different shows, watched trailers for all of them, and kind of like discussed like my feelings on them based on however many episodes I watched. Some things I've watched like 3 or 4 episodes of, and some things I watched literally half an episode of. So it was, grain of salt sort of shit here. This is like just me talking about the season, and along with the disclaimer that a lot of anime suffers from first episode syndrome, which we talked about before, but like there are plenty of shows that have a shitty first episode and the rest of the show is fantastic. And potentially there's some of these shows where I was like, I probably won't go back to this, but the rest of the show will be great. So we'll see. Yeah, how long has the Fire Force manga been going? Since 2015. Any of you who saw my fingers twitch just then know that I was counting with my fingers. So 4 years. I missed the Given review. Long story short, it seems like it's gonna be really cute. I think it might be BL, but I haven't looked it up to see if that's true. And I love the way that the musical parts are animated. Like when they're playing instruments, I fucking love the way that it looks. So yeah, I'm liking Given. A lot of people have been saying, I'm so confused because, so if it's for my daughter, I would even defeat a demon lord. Like I said, I went to look at like what people were saying about it, and a lot of people said, don't worry, it stays wholesome the whole time. But now a lot of people in chat are saying, just so you know, it gets really weird later, like much later, but it does get weird in a bad way, which makes me sad if that's true. So yeah, just so that we're all aware that might happen. Ugh. Are you keeping up with Demon Slayers? I've been waiting for Sam, because Sam and I were watching it together, and now we're really behind. We're like really far behind. Demon Slayers is great, by the way. The animation in Demon Slayers is fucking incredible. But yeah, we're really, really behind. And I keep being like, hey, we should watch some Demon Slayers. And then we don't. So I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I'm just going to watch it by myself. Do you need us to go to Sam's chat and bug him? Absolutely not. No, I definitely don't need you to do that. Hi, Watson. Hi. Do you want to say hi? Meow. Yeah. Come here. Want to say hi? Yeah. Sherlock's also been in the room the whole time. Come on. You wanna say hi? No? Okay. That's fine. That's fine. You can do what you want. You're a strong, independent cat. No, so the ones that Sam and I have watched together are Vinland Saga, Fire Force, Dr. Stone, and I think that's it. I tend to just like watch a little bit of everything and then be like, here are the things you'll like. Because it's rare for him to enjoy like a slice of life thing. And like, yeah, I don't think there's anything else this season that he would enjoy. And Copcraft and BEM, I'm not really sure if they're going to actually go anywhere. So is that a My Hero Academia hat next to you? It is. I was going to wear it as a goof at the beginning, but I couldn't see past it. Hiro! Yeah, well, like, here the problem with Vinland, again, is I've read all of the manga. So Sam doesn't know what's going to happen, and I know everything that's going to happen. So I'm just like, perfect fit. I know, right? It's like it was meant for me. It's Sam's hat, if that wasn't obvious. Have you watched any of Magical Girl Senpai? No, I have not. No, I did see it though. Not like I saw it on the list of things, but I didn't watch it. Kanata no Astra? No, what is that? Kanata no Astra. Is that from this season? Oh, Astra Lost in... Oh, this. This is older, isn't it? Am I crazy? Oh, no, it isn't. No, it's airing right now. Huh. Wait, is there an older version of this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Is there an older version of this? Oh my god, somebody wrote a really long review of this anime. I love when people I'm not even goofing right now. I love when people write a review on a thing as though it is their opus. Like as though it's the most important thing that they were ever going to like write in their life. It just makes me so happy. It makes me really happy to read like a very well put together review. I don't know why. Astra is by the same guys that did Assassination Classroom. Like the anime is made by the same people who made the Assassination Classroom anime, or it's the same person who created both. Anime studio is the same. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, it's got a 7.6 on my anime list, whatever that means. I don't know if I'll drop Dr. Stone or not, just because of the one character has to fucking scream at everything that happens. Fuck, I can't really say anything. You should keep watching it. That's all I'll say. You should keep watching it. I used to watch anime daily for several years. The past 3 years, I barely get through a few One Piece episodes. I definitely go through peaks and valleys with anime. I currently am like voracious for it. Like I want to watch everything. But I went through a valley for a while there where it was like, maybe I'll watch one thing. Maybe I'll watch two things. But I don't really feel like I want to watch a bunch of stuff or like try a bunch of stuff. I'm happy every time I come out of that. I'm delighted to be like, yeah, let's watch a bunch of shit. That sounds great. So it's really nice right now to want to watch so many things and to be enjoying watching so much anime. But yeah. Black Clover had that problem with the screams. Yo, it's why I stopped watching. Straight up. This is why I stopped watching. We literally started watching the dub because I couldn't stand the Japanese voices in Black Clover. I don't think that's ever happened to me. I don't think I've ever had a situation where I've been like, I cannot watch this in Japanese. It's driving me crazy. But yeah, Gmart was like, just read the manga. But there are scenes, I've seen clips from later episodes of Black Clover where it looks fucking phenomenal. Like the animation in it is so good. So yeah. Sorry, my I was gonna. Wow. Let me restart that. The monitor died. There we go. There she is. Sleeping. Read the manga, then watch the fight scenes on YouTube. Yeah, man. Yeah, that works. Or if you're reading the One Punch Man manga, the manga versions of the fights are better anyway. Honestly, we didn't think that season 2 of One Punch Man was that bad. We're glad that we watched it. Glad that it happened. Glad that it was animated. But man, the way that action is drawn in the manga is so fucking good that I found myself so many times just being like, I just want to read the manga. It's just fine. The manga's great. Like, that's not a bad feeling to have, to like watch an anime and go, man, I really just want to read the manga of this. But I think it hit a lot of when that feeling happened for so many people, it created kind of this like dissent, right? Like just so many people like, the first season was art. What happened? Side note, I love the little slime peeking out from the foxes. He's good, right? He's a big old creep. Yeah, I mean, there were specific scenes more than anything. We wouldn't like watch an episode and go, nope. Like that was not worth our time. But there were specific scenes sprinkled throughout season 2 where we would go, oof. But again, we're still glad that it was animated. We're still glad that we got to watch it. But the manga is fantastic. If you're somebody who watched the second season and you were like, that was okay, Read the manga. It's great. It's so well done. I read Promise Neverland. So that's one of the manga that I keep up with. I watched the first couple of episodes of the anime, and I didn't actually continue watching the anime. It didn't feel like having the story animated gave me anything new, really. So honestly, the sort of things that I love to see animated, if I've like already read the manga, right, and I love the manga, I get really hyped up to see action scenes animated, to see like ones that are about food, to see the way that they animate food, stuff like that. With Promise Neverland, I was really interested to see the how do I talk about this? Fuck. I don't know how to talk about it. There's the stuff, the scary stuff. That's what I'll say. I was really interested to see how the scary stuff would look in the anime. And then once I saw it, I was like, okay. I didn't watch it anymore. So, speaking Morse code for spoilers. Oh, shit. The animation for Promise Neverland was really good too. Yeah, I thought it was all right. Yeah, it was. I mean, it was good for sure. I didn't feel the need to watch it. I don't know why. I wanted, if that was going to be another situation where like if Sam was interested, I was going to be excited to sit next to Sam and like experience him watching it, but he wasn't really into it, so I was like, well, there's not really a reason for me to watch it because I just read the manga. So is it considered a spoiler if the plot is revealed in the first episode? If it happens at the very end of the first episode, yeah, 100%, I think it's still a spoiler. Because I think that there are some really incredible first episodes of shows that pull a well-placed switcheroo, right? That do something that makes you go, what? Right at the end of the first episode. And some of these shows that we talked about today do that. And it made it really difficult for me to talk about without just being like, I guess I'll just talk about the first half of the first episode, you know? I guess I'll be really vague about stuff. But in the interest of somebody watching and having the same experience I did, which I was glad that I had, I would not want to spoil that stuff, I guess. You know, it was such a good anime, Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Fuck, so good. Mob Psycho 100 Season 2 was fantastic. Season 1 is great as well. Yeah. I've been very happy with how they've done Mob Psycho. I think the aesthetic that they went for and the color palette that they went for is so good. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think so. For those of you who haven't given Mob Psycho a chance, it does have similarities to One Punch Man. People like try to compare the two often. They're by the same guy. They have they have things that are comparable. What I will say though is that while One Punch Man is like an incredible parody of a genre, like it's a big goof, right? It's like an incredibly well done goof with like awesome characters and awesome fights and all of that, right? Everything you could ever want from like a shonen battle, whatever, while just goofing on everything. Mob Psycho is, it really like speaks to your heart while also having incredible fight scenes and incredible animation and like really great characters. It's more of a emotional story. And I think that the fact that they're so different, but they're both done so well is really impressive. Because honestly, like the tone of them is completely different. There's too many anime. I have commitment issues. That's totally fair. I saw a couple of people who were in chat who were like, I've never tried to watch an anime. And I like, maybe I could try to start with one of these, but I don't really know. It must be so difficult, right? I've been watching anime since I was 7. And have just like slowly over time, like built up the amount that I've watched, right? And the styles of things that I've watched and all of that. And at the time, it wasn't super widely available. It was limited what I could even get my hands on, you know? Now you can watch anything, but I bet that almost feels overwhelming for somebody who has never really tried it. Even if they're interested, it's like, I don't even really know where to start, right? Like everybody likes Cowboy Bebop. Do I watch Cowboy Bebop? I guess, you know? Which, yeah, Cowboy Bebop's great if you want to start with Cowboy. Like, it's okay to watch the things that people talk about a lot. But there are a lot of manga and anime that has been around for so long that the beginning didn't age well. And I think that winds up being a lot of times sort of a barrier, is people who are like, yo, everybody really likes Naruto. I should start watching Naruto from the beginning. And then they don't get very far, right? And it's because it's just been around for so, like, it started so long ago. And some people in chat are going to be like, excuse me, the beginning of Naruto is inspired and wonderful. Look, I'm a big Naruto fan as well, okay? I love all of those kids. I'm very invested in their happiness. I love them. And I can watch Naruto from the beginning, easy peasy, and be super invested and still absolutely enjoy myself. But I started when I was in high school. So when you go back and start from the beginning, the art was not as good. The animation was not as good. It has like some of the, you know, tropey shit that we're just like not as into anymore. And for me, it's still great, but I understand when people try to go back and watch something like Naruto, like Bleach from the very beginning. I do think that Bleach is actually better from the get-go. I think Naruto takes a little bit. But Bleach, I think, actually starts pretty strong. And One Piece, I think, starts pretty strong, but has some really, like, slow arcs at the beginning. So I understand when people say, you know what? my good friend Gmart is really into One Piece, and by golly, I'm gonna just go for it. And it, like, they just don't get as far. Like, I get it. And that's why typically when people are like, what's a good anime to start with? I try to think of the ones that are like 12 episodes that I know are pretty good and pretty manageable, because that way you're not putting so much on somebody's plate, right? You're putting a normal sized season of something in somebody's lap and saying, here you go. I think that it's pretty good. If you hate it, it's fine. It's not that long. You know? What's the first anime you watched that you knew was anime? Sailor Moon was my first anime, and I knew that it was from Japan, but I don't know that I necessarily knew the word anime yet. And then I got into Dragon Ball Z. And then let's see. Toonami wasn't around yet. I started watching like bootleg Yu Yu Hakusho stuff at one point. How did I find Yu Yu Hakusho? I was thinking about this the other day. I don't remember. Yu Yu Hakusho is like one of my absolute favorite anime of all time. But I don't know how I found it. I don't remember. Like, I spent so much time just downloading random shit in IRC chat rooms and shit that, like, I don't remember how I found Kamikaze Kaitao-jun. I got really into that one. Don't remember how I found it. I don't remember how I found Yu Yu Hakusho, Fushigi Yugi. I don't remember how I found any of these. I just know that Fushigi Yugi I found like a Chinese bootleg DVD set on eBay, and I bought it. I still have it. And that's how I watched that. And then Kamikaze Kaitao-jun I got fan subs of, because it wasn't available here. Like, nothing was available here at the time. So I got fan subs of that one. I paid for shipping and handling and the DVDs, and she sent those to me. So I watched all of that on like burned DVDs. And then Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't remember how I watched it. Were they files? Did I download files? I don't remember. It's so weird. It's weird. It's so weird. Like, I don't remember. Did you rent the movie from Best Buy? No. The international section at our local movie rental place. You guys have to remember, I lived in the middle of nowhere. We had a little movie rental place, and the international section had Ghost in the Shell, and what was the other one? Bubblegum Crisis. Holy shit, Bubblegum Crisis. Bubblegum Crisis was the first anime that I ever watched where I was like, I think I'm too young to be watching this. Because I got it from the movie store in the international section. I was like, oh, this is like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball and all that. Ghost in the Shell had a warning on it, and my mom was a good mom. And when I was like, I want to rent this, she was like, well, it says there's a bunch of boobies and shit in it, so no, you can't have that. And I was like, man, then I want this one. And it didn't have any warnings on it. It had no warnings. So my mom was like, it's probably fine. It was not. Oh my God, Bubblegum Crisis. What a throwback, right? Dude, if they remade Bubblegum Crisis, I would shit myself. Does anybody here remember having Netflix movies mailed to them? Am I old now? The only person that I knew that had original Netflix was my teacher in high school. When Netflix like first came out, I was in high school, I think. And our religions teacher would like order all kinds of weird movies from Netflix. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But I never had Netflix until they had like a digital version of it. I didn't see the point because I was a dirty pirate and I just downloaded everything anyway. Allegedly. Allegedly in the past. Reported. No. Shit, the police are here. Goodbye, everybody. Yeah, I'm also the sort of person where anything that I have to like return, I'm going to have a late fee on. I'm not a good, hey, I'm going to rent this. Ah, one day? Yeah, of course. Absolutely, I will bring that back in one day. I won't. Like your book. Exactly like the book. Mm-hmm. I have a few library books I ended up just paying for because I didn't want to give them back. Oh, well, I mean, yeah. There were a couple of books when I was in college that I rented for way too long, and I was really scared to bring them back and have them be like, you owe $1 million, because in college your books already cost $1 million. So I was like, I don't have money to pay for these horrible late fees. I really fucked up here. I'll just keep the books. It'll be fine. I'll just keep the books and then it'll just work itself out. I still have a Pokemon DVD I got from the library like 10 years ago. Yikes. I really want to make one of those, what are they called? Little libraries? Little free libraries. Oh my gosh. I love looking at people's little free libraries. It's like a system where you can set up a little take a book, leave a book box like in your neighborhood. Oh my gosh. I think it's so cute, and people do really creative, like they make really creative little libraries for people. There are a couple of places that have taken, nobody uses phone booths anymore. So they like petitioned their cities or their towns and asked like, could we turn the old phone booth into a little free library? And a couple of places have let them do it. Like stuff like that I think is so cute. I have one of those literally outside my door. I want to set one up. I want to do one when Sam and I settle down. They get vandalized a lot. I'm sure they do. I'm sure that's true. I used to work for a library. We don't actually check anything unless someone requests it. If we see it's been late for more than a few months, we just kind of report it missing and waive the late fees. What? That is not what happened at my local library. They have them at the hospital I work at. A little free library? That's so cute. In the area where we're thinking about moving, if I get accepted, if they want me in England, in the area where we're thinking about moving, there's a really cute park that has like a lot of little kid areas. And I was like, oh, got a little free library there. I don't know why. I just think they're so cute. So I think about them all the time, and then I'll go and look. They have like a big map, and you can click on a bunch of different places on the map and see what other people's little free libraries look like. Fuck, it's so cute. You never know. We might come back. This might not be forever. Assuming they accept me and want me in their country. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Knock on wood, knock on wood. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Let's be real. Do you want to come back to LA? No. If we came back, we wouldn't live in LA again. We've already talked about that. If we were gonna come back, we would probably go somewhere that was like closer to my family. But oh no, yeah, what if they start calling up all the libraries in the area and they're like, hey, hello, this is somebody who works at the Sheffield office. I know I have an American accent, don't worry about it. So it looks like you have some overdue library fees. We're gonna need you to take care of those before you can come to England. Thanks. Cheerio, bye. They're looking for a Lawson and not a Thorn. True. Very true. Haha, I'm under cover of night. Yeah, pip. Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? Etc. I love Cheerios. That goof has to be in a movie, right? Maybe they couldn't put it in a movie unless they like called up Cheerios. They were like, we really want to make this goof where this guy, he says Cheerio at the end. He's British or something. He says Cheerio, and then the other guy says, I love those. And then there's an awkward there's like a cultural like, you know, and Cheerios is like, no. Have you seen the new series, The Boys? Sam and I are currently watching The Boys. We're 6 episodes in, something like that. Fuck, that show does not pull punches at all. Every single episode has had a scene where Sam and I have gone, I hated that. I really hated that. It's very, for any of you who have like wondered to yourself, I wonder how dark this show gets. It gets pretty dark. Yeah, but it is, I think, very well done. The comic was worse. Oh my god. I was thinking about reading the comic. I'm still gonna. I'm probably still gonna. Yeah, I think that's a good touchstone for it. That it's similar to The Watchmen in how dark it is. I think that's very true. Yeah. Hate it as it's bad, or you hate the character? We hate the scene, like a scene will happen and we hated that scene because it made us so uncomfortable, or because it was a lot. It didn't mean that we hated the episode. It was just like, okay. You know, it's just because there are a lot of scenes that are purposefully just a lot. I don't know how else to put it. So The Boys is, yeah, this isn't an anime, but yes, to answer your question, the rundown for The Boys is that there are superheroes. It's a world with superheroes, but the heroes are so powerful that they're all kind of like power mad at this point. They know that they're unstoppable. They know that they're like, you know, incredible and powerful and et cetera, et cetera. And it's sort of about like the corruption of that, and people who have in one way or another been affected by that corruption. I think that's really the best way to put it. Chat, don't spoil shit. I swear to God. Don't say anything. What the fuck is wrong with you? So yeah, it's about that. Hi, Brett. How are you, dude? Crazy Hort. Thanks, that's very sweet. I heard there's a bunch of weebs in here. Yeah, somehow we wound up talking about The Boys, which is not an anime, but but yeah. Oh, I guess I can close this. I'm closing the browser with all of the anime trailers we watched. Kabam. Dunzo. If you spoil in chat, I legally have to go to your house and break your computer. Danny said it, not me. All 40 tabs. It was 17 tabs, 16 trailers, and then one tab where I looked up Astra. So, yeah, we so if you want to go back and watch the VOD, I'll also be putting this up on YouTube. But the anime that we talked about today were If It's For My Daughter, I Would Even Defeat a Demon Lord, Vinland Saga, Fire Force, Are You Lost, Copcraft, Given, The Ones Within, to the almost burped, To the Abandoned Sacred Beasts, Do You Love Your Mom and Her 2-Hit Multi-Target Attacks, Ensemble Stars, How Heavy Are the Dumbbells You Lift, Dr. Stone, BEM, Oh Maidens in Your Savage Season, The Demon Girl Next Door, and Wasteful Days of High School Girls. So we tried to cover a lot of different types of anime. Some things I watched a few episodes of, some things I didn't even finish one episode of. And I was very upfront about that. So yeah. Edgy names, to be honest. Anime is super, in the last like 2 years, they've gotten really into being like, how long can I make this title? Like, can I make this title just a long sentence? Cool, I'm gonna do that. Blame light novels for that? Is that where it started? Is when they started like doing light novel anime? It's full light novel syndrome. Oh, shit. Light novels are the problem. Oh, damn. I had no idea. Some titles are literally the summary. It's true. It's true. Do you think you'll ever bring back anime news videos? Probably not. Anime news was difficult to do because it wasn't like video game news where there was a lot of it. I found myself like kind of scraping for anime news most of the time. It didn't help that I also like don't have as good of a base of knowledge about stuff as I do about gaming. And even in gaming, I don't feel like I have a very good handle on things. It's because I surround myself with, you know, people like John who just knew everything. Knew every company, every person that worked at every company, you know, who's made what games. I'll never have that kind of a brain. I'll never remember that sort of shit. But it felt easier to discuss games than it did, like the industry of games, than it did to discuss the industry of anime. Because that was very like new to me. So anime news was kind of difficult, to be honest. What is this clip called? She really hates spoilers. If you spoil in chat, I legally have to go to your house and break your computer. Hey, I wasn't saying I was gonna do that, but I will. Yeah, spread it around. I can't keep building on the shit the bed goof. It's not gonna age well. It's not gonna age very well. So we're not gonna do it. Let's be real, nothing can top it. I guess not. Okay, guys. I think that's going to be it for me. I'm so glad that we did this. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, any of you who are showing up now that missed the kind of like actual first impression section, I did my best. I've never done it live before. So people seem to enjoy it. I hope that any of you who go back and watch the VOD, I hope that you enjoy it as well. We went through 16 different shows, and yeah, like I said, some of them I had more to say, some of them I had very little to say, but I tried to cover like a big range of stuff, and yeah, I think it went okay. Yay! Okay, cool. And yeah, I'll talk with a couple friends about doing a season wrap up together, because I think that would be cool, is doing the first impressions by myself and more of like a formal thing like this, and then yeah, doing some kind of a like group, hey, what did you watch this season, how did you feel about it, and maybe allow it to be a bit spoilery so that we can really discuss stuff. But yeah. I think that's kind of a good topic as well, right? Like after going through all of this, what did we actually wind up finishing? What did we actually watch? I think that can be interesting, because there have definitely been seasons where I've been like, I'm probably not going to watch all of this, and then I absolutely did. So, okay, let's go through the list. Stream Gremlin, thank you so much for the 34 months. Kaylee Nicole for the 49. Loey, thank you for the 23. Plasma Ghost for the 6. Surla for the 13. Cookie for the 23. Armuller, thank you very much for subscribing. Wolven Tower for subscribing as well. Both of you, welcome to the Cat Gang. Thank you very much. Oblivious to Me, gifted subs at the beginning of the stream. 2, Len Loves You. Nick D. Popo. Fabulous Skippy. Fethos. And Wolf Lord Omega 88. All of you, welcome to the Cat Gang, or welcome back. Thank you, Oblivious, for those. Mail Malay, thank you for the 20. Chi Slushy for the 14. True Glitch, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. No, really, it's Matt. Thank you for the 14. Hi, I'm James. Thank you for the 3. Aubrey Rose for the 2. Kuro Snippy for the 27. Stompa for the 11. Wendy Arts, thank you for gifting subs. Wendy Arts gifted subs to Hannah Lynn, Wiggum, Tree Skylark, Dan Velli, Tsukiomi, Happy Potato, Cold, Kniferin, Purist the Hipster, and Izuna. All of you, welcome and welcome back to the Cat Gang from Windy Arts. If you were gifted a sub today, guys, make sure that you check who it was and say thank you. It's very sweet. So thank you, guys. Oscar 5 India, thank you for the 33. Shepazniplum, thank you for the 11. J Money for the 1 year. Happy anniversary. Thanks so much for all the support. Slugs, thank you for the 7. Vance for the 8. Renee the Bat for the 31. Drungan for the 25. Sophie Saz for the 16. Tiny Tim for the 2 years. Happy anniversary to you as well. Thank you, thank you. Daniel Sannel, thank you so much for the 21. Frankie Wujek for the 42. Simonks for the 44. Mjolnir Powered for the 35. Nicket Meta for the 22. Empty Juicebox for the 11. True Arts for the 2. Raptor, thank you for the 25. I loved you making these YouTube videos. It was super fun to watch this live. Thank you. Thank you very much. Spoopy Bagel, thank you for the 6. Pokemon Pride for the 2. Stoltheim Reinbach for the 25. Cognitive Dissonant, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Russo Guru, thank you for the 2. To the Scott for the 5. AL Couch Gaming, thank you very much for subscribing. Welcome to the Cat Gang. Lots of new subs today. Thank you, guys. Dojums, thank you for the 34. I've been introducing my little bro to some quality anime. It's been a great way to spend time together. Oh, I'm glad. Veltraz, thank you for the 17. Bad Francis for the 27. POW's Journey for the 26. Saltkin for the 14. James Wargull for the 3 years. Happy anniversary, James. Thank you so much for all the support. And Max3719, thank you so much for the host right at the end here. I'm actually about to go. All these names could be an anime. True. Okay, let's see. What's going on? What's going on? Going on? What's going on? What's going on? Who should we send everybody to? I'm hesitant to send people to somebody who's playing Fire Emblem just because a lot of people maybe don't want to watch Fire Emblem because they want to play it instead, right? So, who can we send you to? Minori Rogue is streaming, and they were in chat earlier. So, let's go say hi to them. They're a lovely member of the community. They're an art streamer. Very, very talented. So, we'll head over there and say hi. And, yeah. I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad that you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Next stream will be tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So if you can be there, I'll see ya. And if not, see ya when I see ya. Good talk. Good talk, dudes.